Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good Saturday afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, joining you in the Muskogee Media Studios as we prepare for the new year. The new year is upon us. I want to wish a happy new year to everyone out there. Hopefully everyone had a very Merry Christmas as well. Hopefully you enjoyed our Christmas episode, the tree lighting ceremony there in downtown Okmulgee, and hopefully you're just all getting home, ready for Native News Today from today's inauguration ceremony. A big day at Muskogee Creek Nation as Principal Chief James Floyd takes the office of Principal Chief at Muskogee Creek Nation, and a big event there, lots of people. We actually just got through with a live stream on our YouTube channel, so when you get ready to go back and watch this episode on our YouTube channel, you can go and watch the inauguration in its entirety, as well as some of our interviews and coverage from that on top of it. So lots of things happening there on the YouTube channel. Lots of things happening here for us at Native News Today this year. 2015 has been incredible for us. We've had lots of things happen, lots of big things, changes going on in our department, a freedom of the press bill in 2015 that's monumental, it's historic for the nation, and it's something that's happened here recently, but that we'll remember 2015 for. It's one of the big things. The other things are some of the stories that we've had throughout the year that we've had a chance to show you in 2015. And with that being said, we wanted to take this time to look back on some of the best stories from this year and share them with you today in our Best Of episode. And our Best Of is something we do around the first of the year every year, so we're excited about it. This first story in our Best Of feature comes from back in the spring. Springtime is the grass is growing, things are happening, and it's baseball season. And two Indians call baseball games for the Oklahoma State Cowboys, Rex and the Chief.
Good evening, sports fans. Rex Hunt checking in from One Oak Field in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And on a beautiful Friday night here in downtown Tulsa, we got Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, the renewal of the Bedlam Series of baseball.
Well, I went to school at Oklahoma State after I graduated from Guthrie High School, knowing that I wanted to get into the sports media side of things, in journalism or broadcasting or whatever. So my brother at the time was the sports editor of the Stillwater News Press. I came to school, started working at the Daily Oak Collegian. And at that time, he was by himself trying to cover all of that sports with OSU at Stillwater High School and some area teams. And he needed help, and I needed money, trying to pay my own way through school. So I said, hey, I'll help you out. And so I got my foot in the door there with them, writing stories and covering things. And the same people that owned the news press owned the KSPI AM and FM, and there was all one building there, a couple of buildings connected there in Stillwater. So they owned both places. So as I got into doing the sports, once in a while I would get the radio headset and do color for a high school baseball game or whatever. And at some point, I was covering OSU wrestling for the newspaper. The wrestling play-by-play guy quit, and the guys came down and said, we need you to do OSU wrestling on the radio. So I was in college, I started doing Oklahoma State Cowboy wrestling play-by-play. And that's where, again, and as I grew as a broadcaster, and Bill Platt, who was a Hall of Fame broadcaster, got me on the baseball side of things at one point, said, after you get through with wrestling, join me in the booth. And he let me split the play-by-play, where he did 1 and 3, and I did 3 and 4, and on down the line. And we split the innings up, and I started doing play-by-play at that time. And 33 years later, here I still am doing it, but it's been a great run.
This is my 15th, doing broadcasting, it's I believe my 10th year of doing Cowboy baseball as a color man. I was the equipment manager, and once the color man moved on, actually Ryan Fulmer, he's now the head coach at Oral Roberts, I moved up from the equipment room, and so I did equipment, and then I did color for Rex for 10, 12. We have the same personality, so we jive well. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a funny thing. He's Choctaw, I'm Creek. It's just kind of a fun thing to do with Twitter, but yeah, it is. I mean, we both worked our way up, and obviously he's been in broadcasting. That's his deal. He's been in it. He's one of the best in the business. He's done it for many, many years, and it makes my job as an equipment manager to move into the booth and just knowing baseball in the game. It made it that much easier because me and him have the same personality. I don't know if that's a good thing, but me and him have the same personalities, and we like to have a good time. And calling Cowboy baseball, I mean, we followed it for so many years. It's just a love that we've had.
The fact that you got a couple of Native Americans, Indians, doing the Cowboys on the radio, that's, whatever, oxymoron or whatever at that point. But anyway, it's worked out great. But yeah, I mean, I've always been proud of my Indian heritage, obviously. My mom's half Choctaw, and my grandma was full blood. So I've always taken pride in that. And again, accomplishing whatever I never felt like I had to take a back seat to anybody. And growing up, I was always encouraged to go for it. And like I say, maybe I haven't gone as far as some people, as far in this profession at ESPN and things of that nature, but I found my niche. I'm happy with it, but being a Native American has always been a source of pride for me, and again, that's something that I wear proudly and in front and center and let everybody know it.
This business, to me, it's not about our ego. We have no ego. It's about relationships, and that's just the way it is. And anything you do, take pride in what you do and enjoy it, because life's short. You only live it once.
Great story with those guys there, and they continue to do a wonderful job. Actually, Chief is in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl with Oklahoma State. He's actually the head equipment manager in addition to being the color man there in the radio booth for Oklahoma State. So he does a lot of different things. Rex and the Chief, great guys. Indians calling games for the Cowboys is how they kind of like to call themselves. So they do a wonderful job, and that was a great story. Moving right along, from spring to summer, the biggest event of the summertime is always the Muskogee Creek Nation Festival. With that in mind, wanted to take you back to that very first day that kicks off the festival. It's such a great time. It's always so hot, and you can really feel the summer heat, and everybody's excited to be outside and be things happening. And that first night of festival is the Stomp Dance. It really kicks it off, sets the tone for the weekend to come, and we were so glad to be able to be there for the Stomp Dance and show this montage of what it's really like to be there and experience Creek culture, and it kicks off our biggest weekend. right. Festival time, always a great time. And you know what? With things happening so quickly, it will be on us again before we know it. And it will be time to get out there and to cover and show all of the great things happening in our biggest weekend of the year here at Muskogee Creek Nation. So it will be here before you know it, folks. Don't procrastinate. Get ready for it now. Moving right along and to our coverage, the next thing takes us to the river, specifically the River Spirit Casino, as it morphs itself into the Margaritaville Casino and Resort, which it will be in the year 2016. I think looking for that in November, December of 2016. So just about a year from now, we'll be going in there, seeing the newness of it all. Margaritaville Resort and Casino coming to the banks of the Arkansas River in Tulsa. Big deal there, and we had a chance in September to go back and take a look, go behind the scenes with the construction crew, and as it all comes together.
We couldn't be more excited. This is great. We're halfway. We took several years to get the permits and everything. We started construction a year ago. We're halfway there. We'll be open September of next year with the casino, the Margaritaville, parking structure, and December of next year we'll have the hotel tower open where we're standing now. We're transitioning from a big locals casino to it's a regional destination resort. We'll get people from certainly all over the Midwest, but we'll get people from all around the country stopping in here. This facility, we're very proud of it. The nation would be proud of it. We could compete anywhere in the world. I mean, you could pick this up and put it in Las Vegas, Atlantic City, Biloxi. You know, it's going to be a first-class resort. Well, Margaritaville is like a lifestyle. It's not just Jimmy Buffett. It's not just a merchandise or T-shirts. It's a lifestyle. And before we partnered up with them, we did a lot of research, market research, and talking to a lot of people. In Margaritaville, you know, their customer and our customers, and the demographics, the things they like, it just married up perfectly. And so we went after them, and it took a while to convince them to come to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Once we got them here, they saw our existing facility. They said, okay, and we're on the banks of a river, and they'd like to be near water. And so it just takes it up a notch more. You know, we're not just building a bigger box, we're building a real destination resort.
It's a great nation, not only for the tribe, I think, but for the surrounding community as well. The projects that we have going on in Muskogee Creek Nation, this being, as you say, marquee, to be on the 10th floor of a brand new hotel. It'll be opening hopefully by December of next year. That adds to what we're doing as far as gaming is concerned. And to be able to see the expansion at gaming that allows us for the opportunities to have the funding for more programs and more services, it's just a great thing. It's a great day for Muskogee Creek Nation.
This facility is really going to be a destination resort casino. It's the hotel you're standing in. You're on the 10th floor of the hotel. We're placing one floor of concrete basically every week. So this Wednesday night, the crews will be in to place the 15th floor. There's going to be 25 floors of typical guest rooms. So we've got quite a bit of concrete still left to place this year. We'll finish that up January here in the next few months, and really just start the finishes from there. Overall, the facility, just a lot of amenities really built into the design here. The Margaritaville themed component is really going to be one of a kind in the Tulsa area. The Margaritaville Restaurant Casino is going to be quite amazing. So the hotel opens basically December of 2016. Prior to that, around Labor Day, the weekend before the grand opening of the casino will occur, that's basically going to be the parking structure, the new grand lobby, and the casino itself will open, and we'll start getting people in here.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufaula State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muskogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary. Okay, and as you can see, construction happening, a lot of things going on there. It's a big project, and as you can see, so much going into it, so much expected of that place when it becomes open, a lot of things it's going to do for the city of Tulsa and for the Muskogee Creek Nation. So can't wait till the doors are opened, and we'll have coverage of that continuing throughout this year of its progress. Well, in October, we had a chance to go to Edmond, and a Muskogee Creek citizen, even though, you know, some of our Muskogee Creek citizens do wonderful things in the professional world, some of them aren't even 10 years old. Just kids doing amazing things. And that was the case when we found out about young Jer Harjo. He is a black belt. I don't even know what degree, but the kid can do it all in Taekwondo and all kinds of things. He wants to be the first Native American to go on American Ninja Warrior, the popular television show. So he's well on his way, a very good young man, great family, him and his father. We're glad, happy enough to have us in their home for this story.
My name is Jer. I am 9 years old. I am a black belt in Taekwondo. I just started watching movies like Karate Kid, and it made me interested in going at a ninja. So my last one was it was in like Kansas, and I liked it, and I did good. I did good on forms and sparring and weapons. I watch other people, so I learn their weaknesses and other things like their strengths. I go to combat karate. It's like a big group, and we do sparring, forms, and working on our stances. And we spar and we learn kenjutsu and how to get out of like the hand, and you learn like where to hit and stuff. I really like Native American because my dad told me that in World War I, the Japanese, I think, was figuring out their language, so Native Americans were joining in and they made a new code. And I read a book called The Code Breaker, so I like being a Native American. I feel like going to I feel like the ninja is the top part goal that I really want to be, because I practice it at home and sneak around. My other goal was whenever I go on shows and we're watching American Ninja Warrior, it makes me want to watch it because there's so many obstacles. I love obstacles.
The moving, whether it's doing a side kick, doing a roundhouse kick, doing all of these types of kicks, and they're moving. It's forcing them to make that movement. Even hand movements, even in a ki jiu-jitsu, it's a matter of keeping your opponent off balance and doing joint, just working on the joints. So there's a great deal of emphasis with that. And as Jer is over here doing his push-ups, he's accustomed to doing 80 to 100 a day. And when he got ready for his black belt, he wound up doing over 500 push-ups for his black belt. So I think there's a lot of exercise and a lot of constitutionality about our children that, through exercise and movement, it helps. And I believe that, in this case, he's teaching me. He teaches me how to be an adult, teaches me how to be a parent. And that's very important because we all know that there's no cookbook, there is no grandioso book that tells you how to be a parent. But with Jer, I've learned so much from him.
Great story there on Jer. And Jer not only does a good job here in the state of Oklahoma, nationally he does a wonderful job too, going to the national tournament in other states and things like that. So he is well on his way, doing a wonderful job. He's a great student. He's a great athlete in other sports. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on this young man as he continues to progress and grow in age and grow in competition and things like that. So we'll do that and make sure everybody knows all the wonderful feats that he accomplishes. Well, one of our biggest events of the year, we already covered the festival. You could probably say our second biggest or co-biggest event of every year, the Council Oak ceremony every November in the city of Tulsa, basically paying homage to the beginning of Tulsa as the Lochaboga people came from our ancestral homelands in Alabama and the South, came here to this area that we now call Tulsa, called it Tulsetown, set up their establishment there, and that is the beginning and the roots of not only our tribe but the city of Tulsa.
Well, it's always a special day whenever you can pay homage to those that have gone on before us, and also to recognize that they set the foundation of who we are as Muskogee Creek people in today's times, and I just think it's a great day for us. You know, it's really a special place for me because when we actually in the mid 80s started doing this, we knew that we had to recognize those that, you know, certainly, as I said earlier, allows for us to be who we are today as Muskogee Creek Nation. I worked for Chief Cox when we did this. Of course, later on, Chief Fife, Chief Beaver, and Chief Ellis. So it's kind of gone full circle to be able to do some of this as an employee, and now to be head of the fourth largest nation in the country, tribal nation. It just kind of is a special place in my heart for me to be able to be part of this.
All these events take time to plan, of course, and for us to actually get this going, we have to make so many communications with the Micos and the Tulsa Indian community. You know, they hosted the evening dinner and stomp dance. So for us to actually get it going while the festival's going, employee appreciation, you know, we had movies in the Dome and all these different events that we have, especially the gala takes a majority of the time, but actually starting the event and then going throughout the whole thing without any hiccups is what we always worry about. But it went great today, and at the end we feel great. And I mean, it's so amazing to actually be able to plan this for the actual tribe and then pay respect to the Council Oak ceremony. You know, we put the program out, we put the flyers and everything, and the great thing with the social media is being a great tool for us to communicate with everybody. You know, today it's gloomy a little bit, but a little cool, but we have tents ready to go in case inclement weather came about. We were able to, if we had to, we would have been able to set up tents and still continue the ceremony, even though it would be raining. Me, of course, I grew up in church, so I don't hardly participate in any ceremonial ground type things, but it's great to see that tradition still going on. And you know, even at the festival, when some of them show up and we actually have the exhibit stomp dance, it's always great to just see the people participate and get educated about that, and to really see that those ceremonial type events still go on. You know, even as they originated in Alabama and Georgia, are still here today and here strong, you know, hence the Council Oak ceremony.
Okay, well, that'll wrap it up for another episode of Native News Today. Thanks for joining us on this New Year's weekend. We hope everybody out there has had a safe holidays, enjoying time with their family. And as I said, hope everyone enjoyed the inauguration ceremony today. Hopefully there was a huge crowd out there. If not, if you weren't able to make it, if you're out of state, out of town, or just busy with other things, we understand that you can't make everything out there that you would like to come to as a tribal citizen. That's why we have our YouTube channel, our online channel. You can catch everything right there, the replay of the inauguration in its entirety. Go to youtube.com, search Muskogee Media or Native News Today, and you'll go right to our page, subscribe. You'll get all of our productions, all of our episodes weekly right there at the tip of your fingers all the time, on demand when you want it. So check out that. Check out our Facebook page, our Twitter. Everybody make it a great week. We'll see you next time with a regular episode of Native News Today.